we'll be talking about the Daily Living channel. Um, this year we have 5 different channels, and I think Daily Living is a channel that is relevant to all of us. So I'd like to thank all of you for coming here and joining us for this session. And I hope you have a good time and look at the details of the conference, which are on the Just Being website. And now I hand over to Sandy for the session.
Thank you, Satyam, and welcome everyone. And thank you for joining in this call. And like Satyam was explaining, the Self as Presence Conference, it's we're really looking at the essence of mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom, which is our deepest self, our essential self. And we are looking at that through the applications in various areas. So today we are really focusing on the Daily Living channel. There are 5 channels, as Satyan has said, and the other channels are the counseling and therapy, and the education, or organizations and community, expressive arts and movements, and the daily living. So in the daily living channel, we are really looking at what are the applications of mindfulness, compassion in our daily life, where everything can become the path. Everything can become the way of touching into or connecting more deeply to ourselves, connecting more deeply to others, connecting more deeply to the environment and to the planet that we live in. And so I just like to take you through the channels and through the daily living channel as well, and see what all we have in store. It's quite a rich offering. In fact, the whole conference is quite a rich offering, and each channel and each session has a lot to offer. And we have many esteemed people who are coming for the conference as speakers, as presenters, who've done a lot of work in their respective fields, both in the embodiment of these principles of mindfulness and then applying it in their life. So just let me pull up the PPT. And if you all have any questions, just feel free to ask your questions, or make a note of it. We're just doing a short presentation. So we're really looking at through the conference, is there another way of being in the world? Which is different from just bringing in, just this doing energy into whatever we have, whatever we are engaging in, but really relaxing into ourselves, really relaxing into who we are, and from there entering into our relationships with others and also the work that we have. So we are very pleased to inform that we have over 70 speakers joining us from across the world, um, around 12 countries that are over 12. The speakers are over 12 countries, from over 12 countries. And like I said before, really rooted in this work in whatever they are doing. So, what would the 3 days really look like? So in the morning, we are having the keynote sessions, and we have people like Deshe Doji Damdul, who heads the Tibet House, Delhi, and he's really going to bring in from the Buddhist perspective, looking at self and what that means. And we have Nitya Shanti, who's a spiritual teacher, really looking at how does healing take place in the resonant field. And we have John Prendergast from the US, who is a psychotherapist as well as a spiritual teacher, who's going to be looking at how our heart and entering into a heart space is really a portal into presence. And all of these are very experiential in nature. We are also going to be joined by Mingyur Rinpoche, who is a very well-renowned um, meditation teacher, and who really brings in meditation in a very simple way, the essence of it, the essential ingredient, which is also what we'd like to really highlight in the conference. So in the morning, we have the keynotes followed by a guided meditation. And the guided meditation is either through movement or through a sitting practice. And the movement practices include, um, good depth or the whirling, and so it involves the or yoga. So various movement practices as well as what it means to just sit with the breath or just sit with our body. After the morning, where we all gather together, the whole community, whoever's joining the conference gathers together, and we do the guided practices together. Then we have the channel keynotes, and we move into the various channels that Satyan was talking about and that I also highlighted. And here we have speakers um, who who specialize in their areas, who will deliver these channel keynote addresses. And then we have a lot of experiential sessions. And then we come into gathering our learnings as a community, as a group. And then we are also joined in the evening by just soulful offerings made to the community, and then a special edition keynote session. This is to accommodate speakers from all over the world, different time zones, who have agreed to be with us. And so we can be with them at a time that's convenient on both sides. So we have the common sessions, then we have the channels, and then in the evening, we have more of the common sessions again. The whole idea of this conference is that together as a community, we can, we can really build this really strong container where there is this deep transformation that can happen both at the individual level as well as at the collective level. So this is what we are bringing in, and therefore we started, which has already started, is the 40-day practice, the mindfulness practice that has started. Of course, if you haven't joined in, you can join in whenever you register for the conference. You can just join in into with the 40-day practice, and whatever you have missed is there, is accessible, and there for you to do it at a self-paced way whenever you want. We have already looked at the conference channels, which is daily living, counseling and therapy, organizations and community, movement and arts, and education. So let's look at the daily living channel. Now, if I were to put it, it's really the daily living channel is, I think, the most relevant, whether you are a counselor, whether you are an educator, whether you're a parent, whether you're just, whatever is your vocation in the world, the daily living channel is really about whoever you are, with whatever you are doing, whatever you are encountering, that everything can can be the path. Everything can be this meditation, an invitation into inquiry, an invitation into a deeper connection with ourselves and others. And so how can we live in alignment with ourselves? That's the key question which we are working with in the daily living channel, and various presenters, various people really offering very, very rich sessions around this. Particularly what stands out for me is Rajeshri's session, which is really about rituals and about developing those rituals in an embodied way, of being really close to ourselves so that we're really able to listen and be attuned and aligned as we move in the world. And we also then have the applications in relationships, like for example our relationship as parents with our children. And we have 2 sessions on parenting. One is by Leena Kodiwala, who is a play therapist and offers parenting workshops. And we have Harini, who's also doing a very deep, simple inquiry in terms of being a parent and how it is to meet children exactly where they are. In our daily life, in that regular, that tantrum that comes up, in that little moment of silence, in that joy of being together. So we're really looking at how we can bring that into our relationships. We have Michelle Pereira, who's looking at just relationships and how at the heart of all relationships is love, and how we can enter into that space of love. And and on the other, and we have Pooja Bali and Mandar and Dakshiani, who are coming together to look at and offer a session on what's our relationship to the environment, spiritual ecology. Really coming from a deeper perspective, developing this relationship with the planet, and having this and really rooting it in the wisdom traditions. And there are and if there's one thing that the pandemic has thrown up for us, is that it has led us to look at death and dying, and also in that process living. what does it mean to live fully, meaningfully? And I think we are really facing these questions and inquiry, and which is really a good thing that we can kind of inquire into this, so that we can have a different relationship with ourselves and our lives. And we have Karma Lekshi Sono, who's doing this. And she's been with us before, so I know it's going to be a beautiful session on mindful living, mindful dying. And then we also have Dr. Nikhil Mehta, who's seeing or helping us to really connect to ourselves and to be in alignment with the principles of nature, right? How can we, and really looking at this through the lens of Ayurveda. So we have also this very kind of rich offering from various wisdom traditions. So, like Dr. Nikhil Mehta is also a Vipassana practitioner and practicing Ayurveda. So that perspective. Then we have Manoj Pavitran, who's doing it on integral yoga. And of course, Shri Prashantji Iyengar from the Iyengar Yoga Institute, who has very kindly offered to do a session on what is the essence of yoga in our daily life. We also have Professor Mahesh Diokar, who will be doing it on Buddhist philosophy and the application of that in our daily life, where philosophy and living are not two different things. It's in the living that we are meeting we are meeting these deep wisdom constructs and traditions in just who we are and in exactly who we are. So I think I'm just going to just go over the others. We are doing this specific, session, especially the Daily Living channel. But just to give you a sense of the other channels, again, a very rich kind of coming together from various applications of mindfulness and presence, and all essentially having the same essence. We also have in the organizations and community, again, a very, very rich kind of like framework offered by people like Bhargavi Davar, who's done years of work in the field of community mental health, Erin Lee, who's doing it on mindful communication. What does that mean to bring mindful communication in the workspace? Arvana Hayashi, who's really bringing in social presence in theater, and Berit On, who's looking at really operating from the heart space within the culture of and bringing that into organization culture, right? We have Arul Dev, and we have Kiran Rajani, who are also bringing in their perspectives on what it means to live fully and to be fully who we are as we engage in communities and organizations. And we have on the panels various people who are already applying this, and they are also bringing this in. So they are going to present on what it means to bring this in the social sector. And there's another panel which is looking at bringing this in the corporate sector. We also have a very rich in arts and therapy from practitioners all over the world and in India. And likewise, in the field of education, which is also quite rich, we have Jyoti Pagdi, who's really looking at art therapy and the healing power of art in education. In fact, the whole education channel is about how can education be offered in a way that's healing, that's restorative, and how can an environment be created for children that is nurturing and is empowering. So it's not about fixing the child, but really taking care of the adults around in the environment so that the climate and the environment can be provided for children. So if you want to register for the conference, then of course you can visit the web page, um, and um, and you can also gift the conference to others. We really want this. We want it to be available to many people, and like I said, it's about coming together, building this kind of really strong container for this transformative work to happen. So do join us, and it would be nice to have all of you joining in. And of course, if there are any questions right now, maybe we can look at those questions.
Just one question.
Yes, Richa.
Is it possible to attend, like, say, 1 day or 2 day or like 3 days? It's compulsory. I mean, is there a pass that way available?
Yeah, so Richa, you need to take you need to register for the entire conference, but of course, you can attend whatever you want to attend, and I think the all the sessions will be recorded and will be there for viewing later on. So even if you can't attend all the 3 days, they will be available for you to view. And you can see the sessions, not just the ones in your channel, but you can also see, sessions in other channels later on for viewing. So what we're really encouraging that, this is really a conference retreat. So we take that time and we take those 3 days, and of course, however much we can do within those 3 days, whatever are the pulls and pushes of our life, considering that, but some time to be, some time to, where we can just take that time off, really practice as a community, and really delve into some of these aspects together. And then later on, whatever you have missed, you can always look at that, in the recording.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions? So, Satyan, anything that you'd like to add?
So I'd like to add that I think all of you have shared your mobile numbers and your email addresses with us. So in case you want to get a more deeper sense of the day, the 3 days, third, fourth, and fifth, we can send you the day-wise brochure of the daily living channel. I just like to know if you guys would like to receive it. Can I send it to all of you guys? Is that I just want to make sure that people are okay receiving, or and also that in case you'd like to discuss this further with any one of us, you can I don't know, you can just drop us an email, or I can drop in my number here, and you can call me. I'm just noting down names of people who have said yes, and in case you have a question, you can carry on. I think Indumati had a question.
No, I just said yes for the emails. for the
Yes.
daily, yeah, for
And
the details.
yeah.
Just put
And
your
they-
thumbs
Thank
ups
you so
again.
much.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Couldn't catch everyone's. So there is Georgina who said yes. There is Amy, Jolie. Okay, Mamta. Okay.
I
Okay.
think those
Bhagavad.
joining us on YouTube can also put in the
Okay. Okay. So we will send this the device thing to you guys. Yeah, and you can also visit the Just Being website where you have the calendar there, but also more details about the other channels in case you're interested.
and so the conference is happening from to 5th of December. And yes, a lot of interesting things, but also just some select something that you're interested in and then delve deeper into it. So since we've gathered together, maybe just let's do a short practice together. And just for maybe 5 minutes, it's nice to connect and use this opportunity to connect to ourselves and to each other as well. And for those who are already here and part of the 40-day practice, right now in the 40-day practice, we are really looking at practices that really open the heart, that ourselves and to others, that help us to befriend our experiences, befriend ourselves, just as we are. So keeping that in mind, maybe we'll do a very short metta practice, a loving kindness practice. So just inviting everyone to just um, bring your awareness to just your sitting. And just sensing into this contact with the ground. Sensing into this contact with the earth. Sensing this contact with the sea. And just allowing the whole body mind to just rest in that contact. Allowing the whole body mind just to rest in this holding. We don't need to change anything or be a particular way, just as you are. Just sitting, just breathing. Perhaps sensing into the breath as the body breathes itself. And just for a while, just letting your attention rest on your breath and the heart space. Sensing the breath in this part of the body, this area of the body. And from here, just wishing well, including ourselves in the sense of goodwill. So wishing well for ourselves, for this person sitting here, with these words or any other words that fit for you. May I be well. May I be at peace. May I have an ease of well-being. And wishing well for people we encounter in our life, people here, gathered here. May you be well. May you be at peace. May you have ease of well-being. And then extending this wish to all beings. May all be well. May all have an ease of well-being. And just sensing into yourself right now. Maybe letting your hand rest on your heart, feeling the warmth of your touch. Sensing into your body. Just coming in with this sense of gentleness and care. Just allowing your whole body mind to absorb that sense of care. And we'll hold this intention and this larger intention also from in the conference of connecting to ourselves and others, connecting to the world in a deeper, meaningful, authentic way. So thank you everyone for joining in, and we'll be in touch. And you all at the conference. Thank you.